Hi, it's me Tian. I'm a current second year at Durham and I thought it'd be really useful to just give you like an in-depth college ranking and basically give you a bit more of like a feel for what the colleges are like in Durham as someone who's there right now. I'll just quickly get my notes out, just share like the sort of stuff that is important for me when I was looking for colleges. So I'm very much like a type A person. Like I was trying to get as much information as I could with which colleges were the best, and I really wanted to make the right decision. So I would have really appreciated a video like this, a bit more comprehensive overview of colleges from students. I want to preface by saying that yes, colleges are a massive thing, but it's not the be all end all. Like you can have a life outside of your college too. I very much am involved in the wider Durham as well as my college. And some of the things that I was particularly looking for, which I think are important things to look for when deciding a college, is your accommodation quality. That's like room size, whether there's en-suites available, modern versus older looking building, and proximity to Market Square, which is a town and campus. Value for money. So I think biggest differentiation between value for money is when if you decide to go for self-catered or catered, makes a massive difference with how much you pay for your college. So that's all my criterias that I had when I was like deciding my college, and I ended up going with Chad's, which yeah, I think I definitely suit Chad's. Like my personality of being like a nice person really is what Chad's is known for. It's nice, it's friendly, we're the friendliest college, but I also really like all the other colleges. So I will get my ranking out now. Okay, so I'm using the same college criteria thing as Charlie did on his video. So I watched his video and watched like basically all the Durham ranking videos, but there's not actually much out there, so that's why I just thought it would be good to give like an updated 2026 one. Okay, so let's start with Aidan's. So Aidan's, from what I know of Aidan's, is that it's got these infamous stairs, which is like really long, but it's also, I think it's quite a big college, and it's also really near the Alcanzine building, which is like the skier building, the School of Government International Affairs. So yeah, I think I've heard really mixed bags from it, so I'm gonna put it in pretty average. It's quite a big college, but it has been known to be the least popular college. I don't really know why. I think it's because of their issues with their JCR and their college principal. It's got good facilities, it is catered, there's a lot of accommodation, but I haven't heard the best of things from my friends. Okay, Castle, I think is overhyped. I did originally really want to get Castle before I got Chad's, and I think it's also pretty average. And I'm just saying that because I think not all the students live in the castle, and there's this assumption that if you get Castle College you live in the castle, which you don't. But the castle is quite like a historically known building, and the Undercroft bar is probably one of the highlight. But it's like, if Castle didn't have a castle, I don't really know what it is, but it's definitely like the main character vibes. So if you want to go for main character Hogwarts vibes, Castle's definitely the one to go for. I would just say with Castle, there's also a really good like self-catered and catered option, so the size of Castle College is also quite big. St. Chad's, which is the one that I'm part of, Chadsian, I would say creme de lame. The reason that being not just because I go to that college personally myself, but also because of its location. It's on the Bailey, it's really near Market Square. It's one of the smallest, well, it is the smallest college. So I think I preferred like having a smaller size, but you have to know that when it comes to the smaller size college, there are pros and cons with that. I just really like how friendly it is. We are not that good at sports, I have to say, and it is a catered college, but I would say with the food there, we are known to be quite good with our food as well. So I think all in all, it's quite good. Collingwood, I'd say, is actually good. I think it's very massive, it's got really good at sports, and very social, and it's got its own theatre, which is something that I'm really jealous of. And their bar is just, I think their student facilities are just incredible. I'm going to put it in creme de la actually. St. Cuffs, I think creme de la as well. I think I like how it has both, once again, self-catered and catered option. It's on the Bailey again, and yeah, I just really like it. I think it's also because my housemates are both from Cuffs and I haven't really met anyone that doesn't like Cuffs. Grey goes by the saying, grey by name, grey by nature, but everyone in Grey seems to really like Grey. I think I'm going to put it in Actually Good. It's literally right next to the science site. It's a really good location, and I've been to their formal one time and they've got a massive formal hallway. So yeah, I think it's quite cool. Hatfield. Okay, so Hatfield, I'm going to put in Hatfield. Basically, the reason why there's a category of Hatfield is I'm putting this in colleges that have big personalities, where like if you're in their college, and I could have put Chads in there because I do sometimes feel like Chads becomes quite cultish with like how small it is and like it's ride or die type of college mentality, and I feel like Hatfield kind of has that, where like it's Hatfield Bratfield. But once again, like I feel like the people in Hatfield are some of the nicest people I've met too. The big stereotype of Hatfield is it's privately school educated people that go mainly to Hatfield, but like the distribution of private schools everywhere. I think it's just the vibe and the feel of Bailey colleges itself is very boarding school feeling, and Hatfield probably has most of that feeling. But like I said, I think you should, the facilities are so good, so yeah, I would consider that. Hilden Bede, I kind of put in irrelevant. I think it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's actually really near the train station, so it's a bit out there on its own. But if you like being near the train and want to go to other places outside of Durham like Newcastle, I think there's so much pros with being near the train station. I'd say with Hilden Bede, something I really like, it is a self-catered option as well, is their beds are 3/4 size, not like 3/4, like 1 and a bit, like it's almost a double size bed, and it's an ensuite. So if you really want your own room and ensuite, I would definitely put Hilden Bede up there. It's one of those colleges that I also don't really hear many people put as their first college that they want to go to, but they end up there and really enjoy it. Joseph and Butler, once again, I feel like the people there are really nice. I'm going to put them on Actually Good. I have had some slight issues with JCR, but JCR, which is, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, is like your junior common room. However, I wouldn't say that junior common room is necessarily the most important thing either, because like I said, you can get involved with Durham Student Union too, but the JCI is basically like a self-student governed of like the college fresher week and just events and sports, and I think Jobo does a pretty good job at that, and they have like a massive like stage in their bar, which I'm just like, wow, that's really cool. John Snow I'm going to put in Actually Good as well, because once again, I put this quite high up for when I was applying, and that was because I really liked their gym and their facilities, and they have dance studios, so it's way more modern facility wise, but only downside is it's literally in the middle of nowhere. Like I wish it was like closer to things, but some of my closest friends are from John Snow too, and I think price wise, like you're like saving like a few grands by living in a self-catered college like John Snow or South, in comparison to like a Bailey college where it's catered. St. John's I would put as also similar to Hatfield. It's quite known for its like, a lot of Christians go there because it used to be a theology school, so it's quite known to have that. But I think similar to Chad's, we do a lot of like sports with them because we have such a small colleges and not that many sporty people, and I have to say everyone in John's is also really nice. They also have the most amazing like garden as well, where you can see the river too, so it's got a really nice location, and I love the colour blue, so if I could go there because of that, that'd be cool. St. Mary's, I'd have to put it as creme de creme again. It would be, if I wasn't in Chad's and like I was basing my college off my personality, I'd probably say definitely go to Mary's. I think the fact that it was like the first college that was women only, and it's quite like feminist, I'd say, in its nature, is why like I really like Mary. But then I think on the whole, and also like I just think the location's like quite middle ground, like it's not by the Bailey but it's not by the hill, it's kind of by the middle. So yeah, and I think something useful to know is that no matter where the location is, you kind of just get used to like the walk, because I'm this year like living somewhere out and you just make the time. So even if you're living really far, know that nothing's like too far. Van Mildert, I'd also put it as pretty average. I don't really hear much about it. I do know that they do really, yeah, they are quite a big college, and once again, the people who have gone there have said they've enjoyed it, but it's not a college I've been to much. But yeah, people have enjoyed. South, I'd kind of put as irrelevant. It's quite similar to John Snow in terms of facilities, and I think they share, South and John Snow, their formal area. But I would just say that it's just kind of like the name, like South, like couldn't you have named a college something else? But once again, really sporty. Like you'll find in more modern colleges, somehow there's like 10 football teams. So yeah, and then Stevenson I'd put as actually good. Yeah. I'm saying this because I know they have a really good volleyball team and I really enjoy volleyball, and I kind of wish my college volleyball was as like big as Stevenson. So Stevenson, I'd say there's a lot of sport teams, and they call themselves Stevo, which is quite a cute name. And everyone I've met there is also really nice. I think no matter where you go, there'll be nice people. Trevelyan, I'm going to put in Hatfield as well. They have this thing called like Hexy, which is like this, which is really cool. And I remember going there on my open day and just finding the people there really nice. I do know that their bar is slightly overpriced is what I've learned, but they also have really good music facilities. So I went there to watch my friend do a music concert, so they had like really good music competitions and things going on in the music scene. Ustanov, I'm gonna have to put as irrelevant. This year, scandalous, they've put freshers in there, and I think that's pretty unfair given that Ustanov is like a master's mainly college. Like I don't think they've ever had undergrads before, and I still don't know where it is. I've never been there, never been near it, so I'm kind of lost for where it is, which is why I put it in irrelevant. So yeah, that's my ranking. So I mean, once again, it's only just my opinion. Everyone will have different opinions. I'm just gonna put my computer aside, but wherever you end up, know that yeah, you're going to find your people. And Durham definitely take advantage of the collegiate system, because I think it's really good way to first meet your friends when you're just joining in first year, because second and third year most people don't live in their colleges anymore, so really your college is like the first opening gateway to like meeting people, especially on fresher week. But also you can like take as much or as little as you want from being college involved. I've kind of like stepped back a lot more in being second year, but I still love my college, but it's very much like I love my college, but it's like not my entire identity and personality. Some people do make it their entire personality, but you can also do other things outside of it. And just being in Durham itself, you're like a Durham student, like, so that is the main thing of unity for everyone. But really good luck with applications for Durham, with your A-levels. I remember literally being in your shoes 2 years ago and it's gone by so fast, and I genuinely like wholeheartedly say there's not been like any regret with, well, there's been some regrets, but like now I'm saying that being in university for 2 years, that Durham is just genuinely incredible for your student experience. And there's no right or wrong way to choose your colleges, to rank your colleges, but hopefully that gives you a bit more insight into what the colleges are like. But yeah, bye.